In this round, what will happen, the candidates will actually ask questions to one another. They get an opportunity to kind of sort of pick the issues that they want to hear from the other candidate and hear from the other side. And so earlier in the campaign, we decided we drew straws, and Morgan actually drew the very first one.
Earlier you stated that you would raise taxes on people who make more money, who are wealthier. Why would you raise taxes on rich people who have, like most of them have worked for their money, worked decent jobs and built companies up, and give it to people who really don't do anything, who just sit around and want a government handout? Why would you choose to raise taxes on rich people instead of just cutting out welfare?
Well, who said I was going to give it to the people in welfare? Taxes go to more than just welfare. You have police officers, you have teachers to pay, and you have other public services that taxes are used for. So you have to use that money, and why would I tax the people that barely have money to keep food on the table rather than the people that have tons of money just to throw around? I think we should give more taxes to them, not high taxes, fair taxes that help our community out.
Who's to say what's fair though on their taxes if they've worked for that money? It's their money. Like, yeah, I could maybe understand if it's someone who was just born into it and just given a fortune, but the people who have worked for their money, who have built up very high companies, why should they be taxed higher? Why should they have to pay for everything else?
Who said they weren't born into it? You can't just say the people that work for it because you don't know those people, you don't know specific examples, so that's why we just have to go off of their income.
Specific examples, what about Bill Gates? He built up Microsoft from a garage. Why should he be taxed high for something that he completely did on his own?
Well, he makes more though.
Yeah, but he probably also has a lot more to pay for. More bills with his company, house payments,
But
everything.
you never know. You said he might have more. You never know.
Oh, I'm positive he has more.
Do you know Bill Gates?
Yeah.
Okay.
Time. Next question, DJ.
Okay. Now, earlier you stated that if you could compare yourself to a person, it would be Jesus. Now, with that statement said, does that mean that you're going to bring your religion into the government while you're running it, and that it would be a more, Christian-based government rather than just for the people?
That's a good question. I wouldn't compare myself to Jesus. I would model my leadership after him. No, I would not bring my religion into it. I have my own beliefs. I would choose to keep them separate from the decisions I make for our country. However, I do believe that he had some very good principles, just like Gandhi or anybody else who was seen as a very revolutionary figure. So no, I don't think my religion would be brought into it, although any decisions that I make would possibly be influenced by that. But that's not to say that I would force my religion on it.
But you're modeling a very high religious figure. You would think some type of religion would be put in the government, don't you?
No, I think it can be completely kept separate. If you look at everything that our nation was built on, pretty much all of our amendments come down from God-given rights that people believe that they have, and yet they're still kept separate.
So do you?
Tom. Next question.
You stated earlier that for the economy, one thing that you would do would be to put tariffs on imports as they were coming into the country. But what would you do if countries who were sending these products just decided to stop sending them because of the high tariffs, which would result in us not having things that we needed, and which would also result in debt? How would you handle that? Or would you?
I never said high tariffs either. I said tariffs. Just because I say, raise taxes or tariffs doesn't mean they're always going to be high. It's always going to be a fair amount that, help bring some money into our economy, because we need it. As you see, we're in an economic, almost a depression. So any type of extra money that we can get will help. And we're not going to, say, you're going to pay us all this money to bring in imports. But if you want to bring imports into our country, there will be some type of fee.
Whether the tariff is high or low, if you put it on imports, the other country is going to put tariffs on our imports as well, which is going to cost us more money and put us into further debt.
can't necessarily say what another country would do.
Why, like, you say that you would put a fair amount on there, but if they aren't putting any amount on the stuff that we send to them, then of course there's going to be some sort of retaliation there.
No, because there are countries we send stuff to that have some type of terror, but that doesn't necessarily mean we have terrorists on the stuff that they bring into us. It's just how they choose to run their country.
Time. Next question.
Now, earlier you also stated that the animal that you would type B is a pit bull. Now, when I think pit bull, I think, a crazy, just power-hungry leader. Is that the type of vision you want to know placed upon our countries, that you want to be just some type of crazy, power-hungry leader?
Not at all.
Why would you say that? Why would you say a pit bull, a vicious pit bull is that, and not say you want are power-hungry?
Because pit bulls aren't necessarily power hungry.
You said they're
They're
vicious.
not all of them. I know I said vicious in my case because I feel like sometimes we have had leaders like our one in Cornell that is not necessarily aggressive enough to protect our country. And I think that while it is good to be passive and not go to war on every single thing that is an issue, it is good to have a leader who is willing to say, yes, I will step up and use force when needed and protect when needed. And I feel like we have had leaders in the past who have not been willing to do that.
But who's to say that you won't take that too far and then go to war with every country that you might see you have a problem with?
Because I'm not going to do that.
Time.
You said that you would compare yourself to a lion, but lions are lazy and just lay around. They make their women hunt for food. They don't really do anything except defend their territory and just lay there all day. So why would you base your leadership off that animal if it doesn't do anything? It just makes other people do stuff for it.
And who's to say the lion doesn't do anything? The lion has many powerful qualities. It's a strong leader, the leader of the pack. America is my pack and I'm the leader. I'm watching over it, making sure everything goes wrong. Everything goes right. Okay, make sure everything goes right. And like, if I see something wrong with America, I'm going to get up. Not all lions sit there every day. Lions have to go hunt gazelles and all that and bring the food back to the family.
Female lions hunt, not male lions.
I said lions in general.
Lions. So you would compare yourself to a female lion.
I would compare myself to the lions in general. A lion. Not a female lion, not a male lion. Just the
All of
qualities,
them?
the qualities of lions.
So lions fight over territory. How's
If
that
so-
going to work out in your leadership if you said that you knew anything about
Well,
it?
you said that you would be more aggressive, it makes you would fight for our country. That's what I would do. This, America is my territory. If someone comes over to my territory, I'm going to fight and defend my territory.
Yeah, but you're going to make other people do
Time.
something for
Next.
you.
Final question.
It's my turn?
Yes.
Okay. Now, as far as, the economy, what exactly do you plan on doing?
With the economy. The first thing I plan to do is to cut taxes, not jobs. I feel like that's not the answer. I believe that I would also lower the amount of welfare that is given out. I believe that, yes, some people really do need help in their situation, but for people who have just been sitting on welfare for years, I think enough is enough. Like I said, I also would decrease the amount of items that were imported into the U.S. and more local businesses, things that are made here that are, not necessarily cheaper, but things that are made here that if they are bought from our country will put money back into our economy, whereas if we are buying other items from China or whatever just because they are cheap, is putting our money into their economy. So I would absolutely lower the amount of items that are allowed to be imported to the U.S.
Time.
at all.
This concludes our round 2. This time you'll have a 1-minute, intermission to get with your groups, your political parties. At this point, then the political parties. This time, the audience will be the ones who actually ask the questions to the candidates. All right. I'll remind the audience that the questions will be directed to the candidates, and then the candidates will respond, and the audience does not have an opportunity to retaliate or respond to their